Well, let's talk about generational wealth again on this episode of Small Business Saturday Shout Out, as well as how do we donate blood. So don't go anywhere, just stick around. Hey, welcome to Small Business Saturday Shout Out. I'm your host, Alicia Couri. And on today's show, we have again with us two amazing guests that were with us before. And like I said, Serendipity, they both booked again on the same day. So this is going to be a wonderful show. Um, I apologize for the technical difficulties. For some reason, we had the show scheduled for 6 p.m. today, but when I logged in to do the show, it showed that it already ran at 10 a.m. this morning. So I was on I was on with StreamYard trying to figure out what happened, why, and I had to set up a whole new stream. So, yeah. So if you were on the other stream trying to see the show, I apologize. We tried to delete that. It won't delete. So here we are. We made it. Sometimes these technical issues happen and we just have to let the show keep moving forward. So thank you. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, guests, for bearing with us as we sorted out these technical issues today. So this is Small Business Saturday Shout Out, and I want to welcome you all and thank you for watching. If you are on StreamYard, if you're on LinkedIn, if you're on Facebook, thank you. If you're on Twitch, if you are on YouTube, thank you so much for joining us today. And don't forget to join our Facebook group, which is facebook.com/groups/SBSSO, because that's the show, Small Business Saturday Shout Out. This show is sponsored by FAMU Mary. FAMU Mary is passionate. Their whole mission is to educate people about the lawful and legal use of medical marijuana in the state of Florida. So if you have any questions, go to mary.famu.edu and you'll get all your questions answered there. They also have a weekly radio show that you can tune in and find out more. Now, the show is also sponsored by Audacious Concepts, Inc. And Audacious Concepts, Inc. is a boutique consulting firm that specializes in development of audaciously proactive leaders and teams. We use brain science and people data to get you the results you need. So, if you would like to find out how you can get a shout out on this show, so something very interesting just happened in the last couple shows. I always say there are 3 ways to get a shout out on this show. Number 1 is to leave a comment. Just go ahead and leave a comment in the show, and I will shout you out. The second way is to send us a 30-second commercial, and we'll play that commercial. And I have a commercial to play a little later on in the show of one of our additional sponsors that got a shout out because she sent in a commercial. And then the third way is to be a guest on the show. Now, a couple people have found a fourth way to get a shout out on the show. So I'm going to shout them out right now because of their creativity. And I wore a necklace and earrings last week that was from LDS Designs. And someone actually gave me these amazing, it's called Pima Line. Let me put up their delicious, it's Haitian delicacies. It's delicious Haitian delicacies. So we have these different cremas. So, the holidays are coming up. If you like cremas, she has coconut. We have one that's pumpkin spice. There's another one that's grenadine. We also got something called pickles, which is pickled vegetables, delicious. And then this This is something that you marinate your meats in, and some hot sauce. She knows the way to my heart. She sent me some hot sauce and some jams and stuff. So that's another way to get apparently a shout out. So this is their information. If you want more, if you want to connect with them, you could go to Facebook. It's at Pima Line, or Instagram. It's Pima Line, EPIS, and that's their website as well. Pima Line, EPIS. .com. So check it out. It's delicious, delicious. So there's another way to get a shout out. How is yes, yum yum yum. That's on Facebook. Yum yum yum. Absolutely delicious. So go to their website and check them out. Now, if you want to be a guest on the show, if you want a shout out, leave a comment, or you can email us. Let me put up our email address: support@aliciacouri.com. If you send us an email that you'd like to know more about either sending a commercial or being a guest on the show, we will send you all the information you need to be a guest on the show. Wow. All right. So I think, we have these shows every Saturday. Now, the next 2 Saturdays, I will be traveling, so we won't have a Small Business Saturday shout out show, but we'll be back in November. So if you want to be a guest, you can go ahead and book into November. I'm going to ask a favor, because I entered this contest, just wasn't really thinking to do it, but it's called Fab Over 40. I entered this Fab Over 40 contest, and I'm asking you for your vote. So if you vote for me, it's really supporting breast cancer awareness. And I wrote something recently about my own journey. And so you can donate to the cause, vote for me to donate, or you can just vote for me for free. But I'm going to put the link. So this is the link to vote, and I'm going to drop it in the chat so you can go ahead and click the link and, give me a vote. The winner gets a 2-page spread in New Beauty Magazine, as well as $40,000 and some other, like a spa retreat or something like that. So, for me, it's more about educating people, and helping women who don't have the resources for early detection, because early detection saves lives. And so this is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. I also got this button from Arlene, who is from Pima Line. She also she put like a little gift basket together, and I had buttons, I have bracelets, all kinds of stuff in there for breast cancer awareness. So thank you so much for that. Now, I think I've blabbed long enough. I want to bring our guests on, right? So my first guest is also passionate about the Red Cross. And I want him to be able to share that with you all, his passion and why it's so important for us to donate blood. So don't go anywhere. Stick around, and I'll bring up my next guest. Well, welcome back to Small Business Saturday Shout Out. I am your host, Alicia Couri, and my next guest is Brad Warren. He is a blood services community outreach specialist, a volunteer position, and he helps create with the American Red Cross. And he speaks on the critical need for more people to donate blood, especially during this time. And I want to share with you this precious individual who is so passionate about the American Red Cross. So welcome, Brad. How are you?
I am excellent, and glad you're okay, because with those technical difficulties, I was wondering, oh my God, I hope she's all right. And you are all right. And so Good.
Thank you, thank you. I apologize for having you wait in the waiting room forever and ever and ever. And you
It's
were
life.
we had you in the wrong waiting room, so we got
Right.
you back. We corralled you from that side and brought you into this side. So thank you so much for your patience as we tried to sort out our situation.
No
Now,
problem.
you were here before, and I am so thankful that you came back because we're talking about something completely different. Because, as business owners, we have multiple passions. I talked a little bit ago about, breast cancer, and you are coming here to talk about blood donation. So, how did you get involved with the American Red Cross and blood donation?
Well, I had a former career for about 40 years as a business coach and a speaker. And so most of my life, I made money by talking. And I left that career. And when I was on your show last month or the month before,
Yeah, last
I
month.
was I was talking about that new career as a land banker, selling land,
Hmm.
which doesn't give me an opportunity to do a lot of speaking. So I'm semi-retired, so I had time on my hand. I wanted to speak more. I called the American Red Cross chapter here in the Oakland, San Francisco area, and I said, I'm a speaker. I can learn the material. Let me talk about getting more people to donate blood. And they said, oh, we're sorry, we don't have a position like that. I said, okay, who's the next one up the chain? And I had to go above that person till I finally got somebody that said, wow, that's a great idea. Let me see what I can do. And it took a couple of weeks. And they finally got back to me and said, okay, we created a brand new position. You're the first one in it. And it's called the Blood Services Community Outreach Specialist. And here's some slides. Put together a presentation. We'll do a trial run, which I did. And they said, check, you're ready to go. And I've now done maybe 5 or 6 of these. And
Wow.
the whole goal is to get people to roll up their sleeves and donate blood.
Wow, wow, wow. That's amazing. And why the American Red Cross?
Well, just a quick question for you. Will I have a chance to show the slides or will we just be talking back and forth?
Oh, are you
What
able
works?
to send them to me? Because I don't know if you can share. Are you able to share slides from there? I don't think so. I
Well, it
think
says
you'll have to
share
pin it.
screen.
Okay,
Share
see if you can
screen.
share it. If you can share it, let's go for it.
It says allow. Yeah, I want to allow. Oh, it's blocked right now. Oh,
Hmm.
select window. Red cross. Okay, I did. And allow.
Perfect. All
All
right.
right, hold on.
So
And let me do slideshow from the beginning. All right, so see now I've lost you. So is it okay if I
there we
just
go.
just rattle through this? I'll do a very short presentation. Normally it runs 20 or 30 minutes, but hopefully it will answer all the questions that you had lined up.
All
And
right.
what's my total amount of time, Alicia? Just so that I know to keep on track.
We have 15 minutes.
Great. I will do a 30-minute presentation in 15 minutes.
Go for it.
So the Red Cross, here's their mission statement: prevents and alleviates human suffering in the face of emergencies by mobilizing the power of volunteers and the generosity of donors. They have thousands of volunteers worldwide. For instance, right now, Hurricane Ian, I think it was called, the one that just hit Florida, thousands of volunteers have descended upon Florida from the Red Cross to help out. And that's mostly what people know the Red Cross for, is assisting in times of tragedy, floods, hurricanes, earthquakes, things like that. But I'm going to talk today about blood. Here are actually the 6 areas that the Red Cross deals with, and I'm going to focus on the one in the top middle. 12,500 blood donations are needed every day, 365 days a year, in order to have blood for all of the people that need it for a variety of reasons. It could be hurt in an accident, it could be sickle cell disease and they need a transfusion, it could be somebody on an operating table. Lots of reasons why we need that much blood. Every 2 seconds, someone in America needs blood. 82% collected at blood drives. The list on the right, I mentioned a couple of those, but you can see the other ones there. Those are all the reasons and many other reasons why blood needs to be donated again and again and again and again and again. And the American Red Cross collects about 40% of the nation's blood supply every year. That's 4.5 million blood donations, a million platelet donations, and 2.6 million volunteer donors, which may sound like a lot. But one of the things I had to find out when I did my homework was that only 38% of the US population is actually eligible to give. There's a lot of reasons why people can't donate. They're either underweight or they've had a leukemia or some disease. Lots of reasons to be disqualified. So only 38% are eligible, and just under 3% of the ones that are eligible actually donate.
Wow. Can I just say, because that's my situation. They say I'm underweight. So,
Yep.
and it's amazing.
So you can't donate. So people that are eligible, of the eligible donors, only 3% actually give. And when I learned that number, I was outraged. I said, this is how I actually got, you asked me how I got involved. I learned that fact. It was some email I got, and it said, did you know that only 3% of the people in the United States actually donate blood? And I went, that's crazy. We got to do something about that. So that's how I got involved. One of the things that really got me excited is every person who donates, you can save up to 3 lives from every pint of blood. It's not just a 1-to-1 equation, it's 3-to-1. So if you donate, or if you can get your organization, I know a lot of your listeners probably belong to a church or a religious organization of some kind, maybe the Kiwanis Club, the Rotary. You get them to sponsor a drive. They bring in 40 to 50 people. You do a couple of those a year, and you can literally be impacting 500 plus lives every year just by doing that. Okay, 13,000 units, 500 blood drives daily. Very diverse supply is needed, and not all blood is the same. Most people know about like A and B plus and O negative and all those, but there are actually antigens in your blood that make it even more critical to get a match. And I'll talk a little bit about sickle cell disease and why it's very important, very, very important that we get more Black and African Americans to donate. We are in very short supply. They have antigens, certain antigens in their blood that make their blood match up more closely to the blood type of the person that has sickle cell. So absolutely critical that we get everybody. Here's an interesting factoid, I guess they call them. Sickle cell disease affects approximately 100,000 Americans, but 1 of every 365 Black or African American births are in that number. And a sickle cell patient can require up to 100 pints of blood a year. So absolutely critical. If you are of that ethnicity, Black or African American, and you are listening to this podcast, this broadcast, sign up today. Go to your local Red Cross, please. We need more donations from people in those ethnicities. And the need is constant. Blood does not last forever. It has a shelf life. Again, in a longer conversation, I could talk more about the platelets and how long they last. But let's just say we've got to stick needles in people's arms and get blood every single day. It's an ongoing need. And again, I kind of mentioned this before, the same ethnic or genetic background is a better match for people that have sickle cell, and that's why we're looking for all kinds of donors, but especially Black and African Americans. A little bit about sickle cell. This is part of the research I had to do as I was learning about this. It affects about 100,000 people, and most of those, a very large percentage, are Black and African American. And the picture that you're looking at, it shows a normal blood cell is round, and it can scoot through your veins and your arteries very easily. But when you get sickle cell, it gets distorted into that sickle shape, and they catch on each other. And you can see the bottom of that little diagram there that they can block somebody's arteries or veins. They can actually clump together, and this causes extreme pain. You can get anemia, tissue and organ damage, and God forbid, stroke and death. So very important that we address this nationwide and get more people to donate. A lot of African Americans, you'll see at the bottom, it says in a recent survey, 16% of the African American donors indicated sickle cell trait testing as their top motivator. In other words, you can, for free, when you go and donate, they will also screen your blood for the hemoglobin S indicator so that you can find out if you have a propensity to get sickle cell disease. That would be very useful information. It's just like you mentioned, Alicia, you talked about early detection for breast cancer and how important that is to helping people prevent getting breast cancer,
Absolutely. Yeah,
right?
absolutely. And
Yeah,
if you can go in and get it done, I mean, if they're doing it for free, take advantage.
absolutely. So that way you can find out if it runs in your family and you can take some preventive measures. Here's again what I was talking about the antigens. If you look on the right hand side, African American ancestry, look at the difference. 73, there's over 600 antigens, and they're very unique to different racial and ethnic groups. And there's all kinds of combinations. I don't understand what they all mean. But if you see on the left, 73% C negative, 78 E negative, 98 K negative, versus European American ancestry, only 32, 71, and 91. So an African American is much more likely to have the antigens in their blood that are needed to match to be a match to the person that needs the blood. All right. So again, this is getting a little deep in the woods here, and I'll go on just a little bit about the donation process because Alicia, it's very funny when I do this live and I have people in front of me and I ask them to raise their hand and I say, you know, how many of you have donated blood before? How many of you are regular donors like myself? I've actually gotten my 13-gallon pin, which is 104 donations. I've also done number 105 recently. And you get cool T-shirts sometimes, by the way. You see I got a nice little can people see me or are they just seeing the screen now? I don't know if they see both.
They can see you and they can see the screen.
Ah, great. Okay, so I can hold this up, and there's my little pin that I got for my 13 gallons. I got my swag on, and I asked people, what stopped you from donating? Because not everybody in the room raises their hand. And these are the 5 things I've heard. I've never been asked to donate. Well, I'm asking. I'm asking you today. So now we got rid of that excuse. So I'm now asking all of you to donate. I'm afraid of needles. Can't help you much in that area, except most of you probably got a COVID vaccination or a polio vaccination or allergy vaccination. So you can't be that afraid of needles if you've been stuck before. So get over it. It doesn't hurt, except for the little pinprick when they put it in your arm.
A little pinch at the beginning.
Little pinch, and that's it.
Anytime you have to test your blood, when you go to the doctor and they give you blood tests, it's like that. You get a little thing.
Exactly. It is literally exactly like that. So we got rid of that excuse. I don't know where or how to donate. Go to redcross.org. Click on donations, and you can find either a center that's close by or a blood drive that's hosted by an organization or a business. I recently had my Bay East Association of Realtors hosted a blood drive. And they did it right at the Bay East office, which everybody knew. And we got a total of 18 people in like 3 hours, 3 or 4 hours to donate. So, and there were, prizes given away and we had food and it was great. So I don't know where or how we took care of that. This is the one I can't help you with. I'm ineligible. Like you mentioned yourself, you're underweight, as is my 98-pound, 30-year-old daughter. She's a skinny little kid and doesn't weigh enough, and she's ineligible. So I can't help you much with that. Maybe, she should eat more hamburgers or French fries.
But we can encourage other people who are eligible to do it.
Thank you. You're stealing my
exactly. Okay. Oh, see, that's why I go in the background so you can't hear me.
No, that's fine. Asking others is definitely helpful. In fact, one thing I'll ask for, if any of your listeners or people watching this have a place where I can speak, I do it for free. It can be anywhere from 10, 15 minutes up to a half an hour with Q&A. And it can be done over Zoom. So I can do it anywhere internationally, actually, but mostly I focus on the United States. Please contact me, Brad at bradwarren.com. would love to set up a free speaking engagement. That would be wonderful. And then it's either inconvenient or it takes too long. The whole process, driving to the center, doing the pre stuff where they prick your finger, they test your hemoglobin, they take your blood pressure, they take your pulse, make sure you're alive and kicking. You fill out. If I do my rapid pass at home, I can cut 15 minutes off of the time, and then from the time they sit me down in the chair till the time I'm done and I get out of the chair is maybe 20 minutes.
Mm.
Then you got to spend 10 minutes in the canteen. You get free drinks, free snack bars, things like that. You get a little sticker that said, "I gave blood today. Be nice to me," stuff like that. And if they're doing a free T-shirt drive, I think I have 6 or 7 T-shirts now, all different kinds. So hopefully I got rid of the 5 excuses and people will participate. And I see I got about 2 minutes left, so let me wrap up. Hopefully everybody read this while I was talking, but you register, they take a little health history, you do a little mini physical, you donate, and then you snack and you go home. And the whole thing, like I said, maybe takes 30 to 45 minutes altogether. In order to have a great experience, I tell you, I was rejected once, Alicia, myself. I had low hemoglobin. I was anemic. And I called my doctor. I says, "Hey, I just got rejected by the Red Cross. I couldn't donate. What do I do?" And my doctor said, "Eat more spinach." So I became like Popeye, and he pops in.
Yeah. Popeye.
I did a lot of spinach. I didn't do prunes, but I did do more red meat and broccoli. And then I said, "How about a 1-a-day multivitamin, an iron pill?" So I got some of those on sale at a drugstore, and I started taking them 7 days a week. The next time I had my blood tested when I went to see my doctor, my hemoglobin was too high.
Yeah.
So I had to cut back.
You
So
did
now
too
it's
much.
Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 3 times a week. I take an iron pill. I am literally right in the middle of the range. I don't know what the numbers are. It's like 3 to 16 or something. I'm like 8.3, something like that. So I'm right in the middle. So that's what you want to do, and especially hydrate. Drink lots and lots and lots of water, not coffee, not tea. You don't want to put all that caffeine in you. And certainly no alcohol. Definitely avoid that. And get yourself well hydrated before you show up. That will help prevent you from fainting or getting a little woozy. So getting ready for it, giving.
How often can people do it in a month?
Oh, excellent. It's once every 8 weeks, actually every 56 days, which is exactly 8 weeks. And that's pretty much what I do. Once I'm done with my donation, I come home, I log into redcross.org. I go to the donation section for Pleasanton, California, which is about a 20-minute drive from my house. I scroll ahead for 8 weeks, and I pick the time I want to go in. I sign up, bam, I'm done, and I'm ready. And that's it.
Awesome.
Stop sharing and come back and say, "Oh, there, I can see myself."
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that information. Because again, like you said, in the Black African American communities, where we really need the education around the things that are normally something that in the history, especially in the African American history, where there's still this fear of going to doctors or going to to places where they're going to inject you with anything. There's still a fear around that, culturally. And so we need the education. We need people to understand that no, this is saving lives, this is helping someone else, and it's helping yourself too, because like you said, they test the blood and you're able to know if you have genetic markers for certain things, and how to start preventing different diseases if you are already if it's what is the word I'm looking for? If
Predisposed.
predisposed to it. Yes. So I thank you so much for sharing that, Brad. And listen, go donate blood. Call up, go online to the American Red Cross, find the nearest one to you, and you see the buses. They have the buses everywhere. So if you see one, go volunteer to give blood.
Bloodmobiles. They call them
Yeah, they got the
bloodmobiles.
bloodmobile. At least go get tested to find out if you can give blood, and then that way you'll know. Maybe you're not ready to do it just then, but go ahead and find out what you need to do. All right. Well, I thank you, Brad.
Thank you for having me on again.
You're very, very welcome. All right. So go donate blood. That's your marching orders for today, to look for American Red Cross to donate blood. And so I want to share. We're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to come back with our next guest. So stick around. Thank you for joining us today. This episode is produced by Red Carpet CEO, a proud member of BOMA, the Black-Owned Media Alliance, advocating to close the disparity in advertising for Black-owned media. This show is sponsored by Audacious Concepts, Inc., a boutique consulting firm that provides audacious solutions to those nagging and persistent people problems clogging your revenue pipeline. For more information, visit audaciousconceptsinc.com. Now, here's a word from our other sponsors.
Are you curious about marijuana? Florida A&M University established the Medical Marijuana Education and Research Initiative, also known as MARY, to educate the public about medical marijuana use, as well as the detrimental health and social impacts of unlawful marijuana use on local communities. Empower yourself with knowledge. Find out more at mmeri.famu.edu. mmeri.famu.edu. MARY. Educate, learn, talk.
So that was Living the Dream, Entrepreneurs Living the Dream 2022. And you can go check them out on Eventbrite as well. Just search for Living the Dream 2022. So I am super excited because this week, actually, the launch of my podcast is back, Leading with Audacious Confidence. So the podcast is being relaunched, and let me just share you a quick little video about that. Yes, we want you to lead yourself, lead your teams, and lead your organization with audacious confidence. So it's launching this Wednesday. The podcast will be live again this Wednesday, and I'm super excited. We have some great, amazing guests that are coming on the show with us. So let me bring on my next guest for today. And again, she's back to share her event that's coming up on October 29th. So let me bring her up right after this. Welcome back to Small Business Saturday Shout Out. I'm your host, Alicia Couri. And on this segment, we are talking to Arlene Lambert. Arlene is an entrepreneur, coach, and mother. She is the founder of Early Education Link and also Women Empowering Women for Excellence event conference. So she works with the childcare programs, helping them to manage and scale their businesses. She believes in serving the community by providing resources and opportunities. She works with children and families she's been working with children and families for more than 20 years. And it's enlightened her understanding to know that you can impact and influence positive change in others from where you are. And today on the show, we welcome Arlene Lambert, and we are actually going to talk about this Women Empowering Women for Excellence conference that's coming up. So tell us more, Arlene.
Hey Alicia, how are you? I'm so excited to be on your show today. I'm actually in Jacksonville at a Flacy conference and I'm in my hotel room doing going live. So it's a pleasure to be here.
I know you're not in your usual spot. So I've been a part of this conference for the last couple years, 3 years, I think. And
Yes,
this is the fourth year you're having it?
it's the fifth. It's the
Fifth
fifth
year.
year.
So it's the fifth annual, guys. Fifth annual. So it's been around. It's gaining traction. COVID tried to take it out. Wasn't happening. Arlene was not letting that happen. So we
We pivot.
pivoted in COVID, still had it going. And I'm super excited that it's back live again. So tell people who this conference is for and what it's about.
So, this Woman Empowering Women for Excellent conference is for all women, especially women who is motivated or even non-motivated to move up to your next, becoming a better version of yourself. It allows you to see yourself in a different light. We have four phenomenal speakers who are going to be speaking on our four golden pillars. And our golden pillars are leadership, health and wellness, financial literacy, and self awareness. We believe that with those four pillars, actually allow you to see yourself from a holistic way.
Hmm.
I find as a woman and many other women that I know, we tend to compartmentalize ourselves into different roles.
Yes,
The
like your
role of
mom,
a
your
mom.
wife,
Yes,
you're
yes.
not, and yeah.
And there's a disconnect when you place yourself in roles and not see yourself whole as a whole person. So that's where the Woman Empowering Women for Excellent conference came about, having these four significant pillars that would allow you to see yourself from a holistic approach to becoming a better version of yourself.
Yes, it's so important. I know I have spoken on self-awareness before, and I've also spoken on leadership before, I believe.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
And so you have four amazing speakers that are coming in. And listen, I am so bummed I'm going to miss this year because I'm going to be on a flight on a plane and I'm going to miss it and I can't believe it, but it's life. I'm actually going to be on the West Coast and you have someone from the West Coast coming over here. So
Coming
tell us
over.
about her first.
Exactly. So, okay, so we would start. So let's start with the self-awareness.
Okay, we're starting.
Self-awareness, and the reason why I often like to start with self-awareness, I do believe that we need to know who self is. And once you understand who self is, what affects self, what influences self, what motivates self, that's when you tend to step out and expand and grow. So this year, we have Judith John will be speaking on self-awareness. Now, we had Judith speaking the very first year when we held the first conference. And I assured you that when she spoke, if a pin had dropped in the room, you
Could
could
hear it.
have, yes, because she speaks from a real perspective.
Mm.
She's the co-founder of was it I don't want to glory carriers. I did not want to misconstrue the name. Plus, she does mentoring with young individuals, and by a profession, she's a health and wellness profession. So she's in that profession. So she understands because she deals with individuals daily.
Hmm.
Then we have Dr. Trisha Watkins, and she what have drawn me to her. I've observed her for the past 3 years on Facebook. And every time you see a post, it says her mission is to empower and impact 1 million families within 5 years, mentally, financially, and emotionally.
Mm.
She came from, the country that I came from, earning like 7 figures, and she migrated to the US. She has a PhD in finance and education. And
Mm.
she talks from leadership from such a broad perspective. It's amazing to hear her speak and hear her story.
Nice.
She shared with me personally that she was in the hospital dying, finishing her master's degree,
What?
because he said, even in debt, she is going to get her master's degree. And with
It's like
that
I'm not leaving this earth without my
yeah,
master's degree.
without my master's degree.
To
And I
finish
have
it.
seen myself done a couple of things like that. So I understand the passion that you have when you're passionate about what you're doing, that despite the challenges and
Obstacles.
barriers that you are facing, you tend to propel. And sometimes it's that tenacity, is that grit that you have that actually takes you to the next level.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
So, coming from the West Coast,
Yeah.
we have Priya Kumar, and she is the profit coach. She works with many, many small businesses. She has been a business investigator for 12 years, and she really believes in strategizing profitability and helping companies, small company, pivot. And
Hmm.
with COVID, we had to pivot.
Yeah.
A lot of companies had to pivot, and are very successful today. She will be speaking on financial traumas. How
Mm.
many of us can relate to that? I know I can. I
Yeah.
definitely can. And I know many small business owners or individuals wanting to pursue their businesses, their entrepreneur skill set. Would love to hear on that topic, because I have not always been where I'm at. I remember migrating to this country and
Yeah.
can't even afford a burger,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
So to now where I can afford burgers. So, we
Plural.
all have gone through some financial crisis in our lives, and we need to get that information,
Trauma out.
Yeah,
We
because
need to
trauma
heal
really
from the
affects.
trauma. We need to know how to
Yeah,
heal from that trauma.
exactly. Because once you heal, that's when you will understand that money is a vehicle to take you where you need to go.
And it's
Not that
abundant.
it's an abundance, absolutely. And it's not that you work for and store the money. No, money is the vehicle to take you to where you need to go. That's
Yeah.
what money is all about.
I,
Then
I like that that money is a renewable resource.
yeah,
It's
and it
renewable.
changed hands. It changed hands.
And
It
it changed,
completely,
yeah. Anyway,
absolutely.
I love Priya. She's amazing. I've interviewed her a couple times for different shows. So um
Wow. I'm
yeah.
excited. I'm excited for her to be here. She's going to come with treats. So I'm looking forward to those treats that she will be sharing with us. And like I said, it's always good coming from someone that you can relate to.
Yes. Ladies are in for a treat with the lineup so far. So who is rounding out your four pillars?
Okay, so before we round out the four pillars, our last pillar is coming from Dixie Ann Black, and she is a wellness coach and she's an author. So she will be speaking on the healing side,
Mm.
the physical healing of the Woman Empowering Woman for Excellence. And she's an author. She will be talking to us about things that can help you with the mindfulness and
Mm-hmm.
how we can, relax and breathe and, enjoy life regardless to what we are going through.
Because
Because, yeah.
sorry. Go ahead. I'll say what I have to say after.
Okay. Because, we all go through life, and sometimes in the moment of life you don't think that you can stop and further elevate yourself, because you have to take care of all these little fires that keeps
Mm-hmm.
popping up. But although the fire pops up, you got to learn to move forward,
And
move
breathe through
forward
it.
and
And
go through it
not panic.
and lead from where you are, right where you are in the hospital bed. Lead
Yeah.
from where you are. So rounding up, it's our two-time TED speaker, Cece Aspute.
Oh,
And she's
Cece's gonna
gonna
be
be,
there too. Oh,
yes, yes.
you didn't
And
tell me
she's gonna,
Cece was gonna speak too. Gosh.
so she's gonna be speaking about the 3 C's to success.
Mm,
So I'm looking forward to it, because all the speakers are going to empower and give us a strong call to action to becoming, the person that were designed to be, and to
yeah,
do the
I
things
love
that
that.
we need to do. I know we had shared one conversation and we were talking about imposter syndrome. And
Yes.
I had one conversation with someone yesterday, and she asked, do you think everyone suffers from imposter syndrome? I said, I do at times,
Not
because
everyone, but yeah, but yes,
most,
there
yeah,
is
I
there
know
there's
I
some.
have.
Hmm,
So,
I have to.
we have to learn strategies, to get past that, because that holds us up from excelling.
Everything's learnable.
Yeah.
I was gonna say earlier when you were talking about health and wellness, you mentioned earlier about compartmentalizing things, not just who we are, but we also compartmentalize our mind, our body, and our spirit. Like we think that they're all separate things. If I get sick, it has nothing to do with my mind. For years, doctors tell people, "Oh, it's all in your head." Well, the thing is, yes, it can be all in your head, and that's affecting your body because the mind and the body and the spirit are all connected in one. And so, having these four pillars, where you're talking about self awareness and mindset, and you're talking about health, and you're talking about wealth, your health and your mindset are intricately connected. So this speaker who's coming to talk about, how do we take control of our mind? Because if you consider, your mind controls all the automatic functions of your body. So if there's trauma in the mind and the emotions, where does that go? Into the body. So there is that mind, body, spirit connection, and we have to address and pay attention to all of it. So I'm. This is going to be a phenomenal uh, event. Tell people how they can get tickets.
Oh, they can go on Eventbrite, as you see that you put it popped up there. You can purchase your tickets at Eventbrite. We still have opportunities, but limited opportunities for sponsorship and vendorship. And the link is there as well. You can also reach out to me via emails, or you can call me if need be. We're just looking to impact the community. I do believe in community building, and with women, even when you attend the training, you attend the conference, you get this new information, it's the community you're going to be impacting. So let's just strategize on how best we're going to impact our community. So my profession is early education, and we see it every day, all day, that children within communities are being affected by things that we, the adults, are making, especially mothers. We have
Mhm.
a lot of single mothers out there. So, if we can support our single mothers to come out to conferences like these, to get those strategies to help them in their family life, that will be excellent, because my theory or my belief is one generation needs to supersede the next
Right,
generation.
the one
So
before
if
it.
we,
Mhm.
correct. So if we set the stage right, at this space, in that space, at this time, we would be very impactful and really propel our next generation into becoming even better than we are. Hence the reason why the theme is generational wealth.
I love it. And also, if you've never considered, when you educate a woman, when you help a woman to rise up, you're not just rising that woman up, you're rising up multiple generations, you're rising up communities, you're rising up because women have this impact on the people around them in a way that is infectious. So I love that you're bringing this information and that you're helping women. What are the ticket costs for them, and do you have anything available for someone who says, yeah, I want to come, but I don't know if I can because I can't afford
Okay,
it?
so the ticket prices are $50, and if you have that $50, you can definitely click the link and get to Eventbrite and purchase your tickets. Also, we do have some sponsorship tickets, meaning that there are some individuals who are out of town wants to donate to the conference and purchase tickets. So I do have like about 15 tickets right
I'll
now.
buy a ticket. I'll
Yeah.
buy a ticket for someone. I know I can't be there, but I'll bless someone with a ticket.
Definitely, yeah. So if you're out there, you would like to come, or someone who you believe that would need this information, you can contact me and we would definitely provide the tickets as well, as long as we have them available. So if
So
Alicia,
to contact, it's going across the screen. Go to earlyeducationlink@gmail.com, or her phone number is there. It's 305-793-4011 to get in touch if you wanted a sponsored ticket. And I'm sure it's like, maybe it's a reduced price for you, because I believe people need to have skin in the game. I
yes,
believe that they do need to invest something into themselves. So not just give you a free ticket, but be willing to invest something into the education of yourself, and have a reduced price for your ticket.
you're right. It's self-development. I, we can put the information out. We can bring the best speakers in. We can have all the tools and the tricks to the trade and the strategies, but it's you, the individual, have to want to, hear the information, want to apply it to your life. Because again, we have to bring about generational wealth, we have to think of it in terms of community.
So
If
I have the banner here. So Women Empowering Women for Excellence. That's the conference. Saturday, October 29th at 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. The location is 901 Northwest 183rd Street in Miami, Florida. So go to earlyeducationlink@gmail.com for more information if you want to find out more. Thank you so much, Arlene, for sharing.
yes.
Don't go anywhere, because you know what? Actually, I'm gonna bring Brad up. I'm gonna just bring Brad for us to close out the show and just have a little chit chat, because Brad's an awesome, awesome, awesome guy. So hey, Brad, you're still here with us.
I am still here, haven't gone anywhere.
I
And
heard you. I
I
heard
heard
you.
you. We were on the same show together last month.
Yes,
I
And
yes.
figured bring the gang back together.
why
But you're
not?
talking something different, because you know what? I too am a first aid and CPR instructor.
Excellent.
Yeah,
Great.
that's
CPR is
awesome.
one of the Red Cross teaches CPR and first aid, so you can
That's
take
where I learned
classes.
first aid and CPR with the American Red Cross. Well, it was in Trinidad, so but it was the Red Cross. I was the Red Cross, and I've been refreshed here in the United States. So I've had my certification refreshed on CPR uh, anyway. So what? I know the last time we spoke, you were talking about land banking and we were talking about generational wealth. Just in the next 2 minutes, I just wanted you to share any insight that you have, Brad, on what we've been talking about with Arlene, as far as um, these four pillars. Because I know you've been around a lot, you've been speaking a lot, and I just wanted to glean from your expertise.
Yeah, well, I think Arlene hit the nail smack on the head. It's education. it's not knowledge. They say knowledge is power. No, applied knowledge is power. You have to do something with it. I just finished reading Success magazine, and there was an interview with a African American woman, and she was talking about her journey around finances. And she said, "I never knew what a Roth IRA was, and I found out what it was, and I'm telling everybody about it. Why didn't somebody share this with me?" She was kind of like wagging her finger at other African American friends of hers. She says, "You knew about this, and you never told me." This is a piece of the financial education that is sorely lacking in this country. So you've got the right pillars, you've got the right setup, and to me, it's about educating. It's about informing people about what's out there. What they do with that knowledge is up to them. If they don't want to open an account, if they don't want to save, if they don't want to budget, okay.
They don't want to fix their mindset, if they don't want to look at their health, if they don't want to donate blood.
I will have to say something. Sometimes, because I'm in the field of early education and we see it all the time. Okay. So in the field of early education right now, we have two things going on. We have staff that are not working living wage, right? We have no staff coming in, and we have children on the waiting list to get into childcare programs, right? So that's two things going on. We all know what we can do to get the job done, but it's so compartmentalized by different levels that it's very difficult. So I say this even for the women who may need to come to the attention conference, they get the information and they want to apply it. Sometimes we need additional resources. We definitely do. And when I think about it, I'm saying this on behalf of the women who are from underserved communities.
Yeah.
You don't know anything about anything. You heard about the Roth IRA. You said, yes, I want to come in, but then life hits you. So now how do you take that knowledge that you want to apply and shift rather than, taking all your money and purchasing what you think that you need in your household? Because we all have the mindset of what we think we're supposed to do. So we got to, I do believe we have to provide some additional resources and set up some sort of support system.
You're absolutely right.
And I would say, as a business coach for 40 years, accountability partner. That's what I used to call it. If you can't afford to hire a business coach or a health coach or a mindset coach, find somebody who is doing and getting what you want to do and get, and ask them, would you just hold me accountable? Can I call you once a week on Friday for 5 minutes and I'll tell you what I'm going to do next week? And then you hold my butt to the flame, hold my feet to the foot, whatever that expression is, feet to the fire, hold my feet to the fire. And when I check in next Friday, I'll report to you and tell you what I did or didn't do and what got in my way. And I'll explain all my excuses and just help me, help me. Even 5 minutes can make a big difference. And I do a lot of volunteer work, and I support a lot of people, and I do a lot of free coaching. And again, I'll offer it here. If anybody comes out of your conference, Arlene, so you might want to make a note of this. I'm making this up on the spot. I'm making it up on the spot.
I'm writing.
Anybody from your conference who emails me and says, "Hi, I attended Arlene's conference. I need my butt kicked, or I need to be held accountable." I may not be able to do it every week for months, but we'll work something out. I'll give him some free coaching. I used to be a business coach. Well, I still am in my head.
Yeah.
I just don't do it for
you
a
don't
living
lose
anymore.
that.
Yeah, it never goes away. I can't not coach somebody. And now I ask for permission. I said, would you like some free coaching? And they go, yeah, okay. And then I nail them and they go, oh my God, nobody ever said that. Nobody had the courage to say that to me. So Arlene, put me down as a resource person. I will be delighted to help anybody and they need to identify that they went to the conference.
Yes. Okay. Absolutely.
Anybody that attends that wants at least one free session of business-oriented coaching, mindset-oriented coaching. I don't do stuff around health that much, and other topics. But if it's business, if it's how to schedule your week, how to set goals, how to write a business plan, all that kind of stuff, I got 71 years of stuff up here and in my head, and I love to share it. So
Thank you so much, Brad.
Okay,
You are awesome.
wonderful.
See
Thank
why I
you.
brought you back in the conversation?
yeah, I was like, what's she bringing me back for? Arlene's kind of like wrap it up, and it was like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm inspired. I can't not be inspired by the two of you, so I had to do something, and I've
So
got more
Brad
time
at
on my hands.
bradwarren.com. That's what it is. Brad at bradwarren.com. I gotta close out the show. Let's see. We got a comment coming in. Say business plans are essential. So if you need a business plan, this guy just volunteered. He'll help you out with it. So thank you. This
Thank
amazing
you.
guy. So thank you so much, Brad. I'm going to wrap the show up now. I thank you both for being on the show, for sharing again all these wonderful opportunities. I put the links in the chat so that if you want, you could just click the link directly from the chat. If you're on Facebook or YouTube or LinkedIn. And I just thank you all. I'm honored to have you as part of the show.
Thank you. It's a pleasure. It is a pleasure being here.
All right. Well, that has been our episode of Small Business Saturday Shout Out. Not just sharing their businesses, but also sharing amazing opportunities for you as a small business or someone thinking about getting into business to elevate to the next level. That's what Women Empowering Women for Excellence conference is about, and this is what Brad is offering his uh, an opportunity for accountability or a little bit of coaching, business coaching. If you attend the conference, that's the caveat. You got to attend the conference. Don't call him or email him and you didn't go to the conference. So make sure you went to the conference, and Arlene, he will check with Arlene to make sure that you were attending. All right. Arlene knows who's going to be there. Anyway, that's it for this episode. I thank you so much. I will see you in November. And don't forget to vote for me. Go ahead and vote. I'm going to put it up just one last time. Fab over 40. Go vote. Go donate to the breast cancer awareness drive to help with early detection, and go donate blood. All right. I'll see you next time. Thank you so much for joining us today.